WatchOS 10 has been out for several weeks now, and this is absolutely the thing I was the most excited for coming out of WWDC. I mean, iOS 17, iPadOS 17 are great. Sonoma is what it is, for me at least. But this is what I was the most excited about. And so the question I asked several weeks in is, did it live up to the hype? Now, I've got a blog post with a lot of additional details. I'll link it down in the description so you can see that. But let me just talk through real briefly what I'm seeing. First, this was supposed to be a complete interface overhaul. And yeah, that's true. But for me, it's a mixed bag as to whether it was good or maybe not so good. App redesign is fantastic. So the apps are better. They better take advantage of the bigger screen. And I've got the Ultra, so that's important to me. Plus, they have a more modern look and feel, more information, better animations. They're just better overall. Now, the widgets was the other big thing, and this is what everyone was excited for. To me, they've been disappointing. The really only useful one is the weather widget. And that's only if I have a watch face that doesn't have weather complications on it. Not enough apps are supporting the widgets, and the complications widget is just too limited. I don't have enough apps that I can put in there. You can only do 3 to start with, and it's mostly only Apple's apps, at least in my experience, that you can put in there. So hasn't been as useful as I thought it would be. All in all, it's just made it kind of a little bit harder for me to want to use those watch faces that don't have complications because the widgets just aren't taking their place. Now, the other things, I don't like not having the dock or being able to control which app shown recently used. That's the double press on the crown button now. And to not have the swipe right or left to switch watch faces. They didn't replace that with anything, so I don't know why we don't have it. So now the other thing coming out of all of this were the watch faces, and the Snoopy watch face is so much fun. I've talked about that. I talked about that in both of my podcasts. And I absolutely love the modular Ultra. Now, I switch between these two because there are days when I just want all the data on my watch face, and then there's days when I just want the fun Snoopy one. We still need third-party watch faces, and I would love to have more like Snoopy. Various things like the Star Wars universe, those kinds of things. But I do understand the amount of work that they put in to get to the Snoopy watch face to where it is. So my other thing, and this was in my blog post, and we talked about it on the Gadgets for Families podcast, but playing music, I really have 2 complaints. And I store a lot of music on my Ultra. I use it by itself when I go for walks or bike rides. I don't always take my phone. I have 2 complaints. One is pretty simple. Why, when there's only one option, and for the last couple of months it's been my AirPods Pro, why when there's only one option on headphones to connect to, does it not automatically connect to it? Why do I have to go in and say connect to device, then it tries to find them, then I have to tap on the AirPods, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Just connect automatically to the only option that's available. So I don't understand why that's a problem. The other problem that I had is I was trying to get music to play directly from my watch. I store like 11 gigs of music on my watch, and I want it to play from the watch, not from my phone, even if my phone is nearby. Well, in order to set that up, I had to go through this convoluted thing, and maybe I'll drop a short or something on how I did that. But I had to actually go in, like you're going in to manage connected speakers and stuff like that, and AirPlay, and I had to choose the watch. So I don't understand why I had to do that, because otherwise it was just playing from the iPhone no matter what I did. Now that I've got that set, it's defaulting back to that. So it seems like it's defaulting back to the last setting that you had it on, but that's not what I want. I want it always to play from the watch first. And if I want something off of the phone, great, I'll do it that way. But so I don't understand that. It's a little bit frustrating. I'd like a little more control on that. And again, I know that may not be everybody's use case, but that's something that I do quite frequently, and so I wish it was simpler. It was easier pre-WatchOS 10. You used to have on-device, and then the other stuff that you could go hit, and if you hit the on-device stuff, it played from your watch, and if you hit the other stuff, it played from your phone. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's a frustration of mine. I think they need to clean that up in WatchOS, and 10.1 doesn't seem like it's going to fix any of this stuff. So overall, I'd have to say that I'm neutral on WatchOS 10. I thought I'd be super excited, so it didn't really live up to those high expectations that I had of it. It's not a reason for anybody not to upgrade. Absolutely everybody should. There's plenty of good stuff. that, like I said, that the new watch faces, the screen, taking advantage of the screen size, all of that kind of stuff is fantastically. But this just didn't really move the needle as far as I hoped it would. So if you want more details, check out the blog posts that I put on this. Check out our Gadgets for Families podcast or our YouTube version. We put out all of our episodes in chunks and the full video version. So I hope you found this useful.